Hey guys, what's up? I'm here in my Camp Half-Blood Orange t-shirt to spread the news that you definitely already know. Percy Jackson is getting a Disney Plus adaptation. And I kind of went ham, got way ahead of myself, and made a dream cast. And I might have put together a presentation to show one of my best friends, Elizabeth, and she might have gotten ahead of herself and put together a presentation with her dreamcast to show me. And that's kind of what this video turned into. This is our Percy Jackson dreamcast. Normally we would do this together, like in the same room, but we're social distancing, so stick around for the social distancing version of our dreamcasts. This will be a two-part series, actually. I will do the first half, Elizabeth will do the second. And tell us what you think.
Okay.
Yours is so much more detailed than mine already.
I spent way too much time doing this.
Oh my god.
Way too much time doing this.
Okay.
All right, my Percy Jackson dreamcast. All right, starting
Hit
it
me.
right off. How do we even go? How do you go? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, we want all these kids to be straight up nobodies. Please cast open casting. In the book, Grover is 28 years old in satyr years, but he's supposed to look like 16. But I think for this actor, it's okay to cast him older than like the other two.
Mm-hmm.
But the other two, meaning like Percy and Annabeth, should be like around the same age. They should be like 12, maybe 13, because like they're gonna grow up. They probably will be filming the show for maybe 5 years. If they do like Heroes of Olympus, they're going to be doing it for like close to 10 years. So you need to look the part.
There's so much.
All right. For Sally Jackson and Gabe Ugliano, open casting for them as well, since like for Sally's case, it's been established that Percy like basically looks like the spitting image of Poseidon. So his mom can literally be anyone. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't have to look like him at all. And for Gabe, he just has to look gross. So we're just going to move on past him. For Luke Castellan, how do you even say his name?
I think Castellan is good.
Castellan, because when I read the book, I always read it as Luke Castilian because I am illiterate.
Yeah.
Honestly, Jake Abel for the first movie was like perfect in his role. Like he would suck as Luke now because he's way too old to be like a 19-year-old. But that one kid from TikTok has really strong Hermes cabin energy. And
that one kid from TikTok.
Yeah. I'll probably put like a picture of like the TikTok or like a link to the TikTok in the description. Yes.
Yeah.
Please play Luke, my friend. Moving on. Clarice LaRue. Do not disgrace me and cast someone that looks like this girl again. Like she seems like a lovely person. However, she was so wrong for this role. Like, can we just look at the art for Clarice over here, and then
I'm scared of Clarice.
Yeah, like this girl, she seems really cool, but she was not an Ares warrior. She could have been like, she looked more like Annabeth than Clarice. Honestly,
She does. She would have made a better Annabeth than Alexandria Daddario.
Yeah, that's my personal opinion. So, like, when you cast a kid, I think Clarice is supposed to be like 14, so she needs an open casting as well. It says in the book that all those kids are like built. Those are the kids that you are like not afraid of, but like you don't mess with them because they could send you through a wall.
Yes.
All right, next.
Clarice needs to scare me. Well, I'll probably be like 25 by the time this comes out. But
I still want to be scared though. I want to be scared. Chiron, I don't even remember who this guy was that played him in the movie.
Brosnan.
Right. Pierce Brosnan. He was a pretty good Chiron, honestly.
Yeah.
Because he gives that like nice I give warm hugs energy. He just is like the only teacher you can confide in school. Like that's what he looks like. And I personally cast people that maybe you recognize them from your childhood or your youth, and you inherently trust them.
The 10 white men we trust?
No. So I cast Tony James, Jamal Warner or Lin-Manuel Miranda to play Chiron, because you might actually recognize some of them. James is from Out of the Box. He was the guy in Out of the Box.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people would inherently trust him. Look at his face. He's so warm.
He looks
and
so
then
nice.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, he played Theo on The Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
And like still has very nice I give warm hugs energy. Like you can talk to me in my office, it's fine energy. And then of course we come to Lin-Manuel Miranda. He is the mentor Percy needs and deserves.
Absolutely.
Any comments?
I think that Tony James is the best choice, but I think that they should put Lin-Manuel Miranda in there somewhere. Because like, I mean, he's been on several Disney properties as it is, so it wouldn't be hard to like give him a call. But
like, I think was Out of the Box a Disney show? I can't remember. I'm like 89% sure it was.
I don't know. I never watched it.
I did as a kid because I love that show. He seemed like a great person. I don't know if he's still acting, if he would even accept this role if offered. I feel like out of the three people here, Lin-Manuel Miranda would probably accept the role and be offered and accept it. All right, my next person. Mr. D, Dionysus. I still to this day don't know how to pronounce his name. Stanley Tucci was an amazing cast, honestly, for Dionysus.
He was a replacement. We didn't get him until the bad movie Sea of Monsters.
Oh, really? I don't even remember who played him in the first movie then.
I didn't even recognize him. I looked it up and I didn't even recognize who it was.
But honestly, Stanley Tucci was great as Dionysus. But anyway, I digress.
He looks like Dad on like a Greek vacation.
I agree. Anyway, we need someone that can be sort of a dick. Maybe a bit of a drunk, but we don't hate him. And that person is Peter Dinklage.
Oh my god!
Like, I really think Peter Dinklage would be perfect for this role, but I don't think he would accept it. So then I raised Jack Black.
Okay.
I don't know, like Jack Black is kind of like typecast as being like a really bubbly, funny dude. But I think it would be really cool to see him in a more serious role. And even though like this is a children's show, like Mr. D isn't like warm and fuzzy, like ha ha ha, like a funny uncle funny. Like he's funny
kids.
Because he hates children, but he is in charge of all of them.
And he's bitter because he can't drink.
Yes. So I feel like the person that has the strongest energy to portray like Mr. D would definitely be Peter Dinklage. I know everyone wants Danny DeVito. I get it. And I also would not be mad. But I feel like Peter Dinklage would bring the real edge. You know what I mean? And I always thought Robert Sheehan would be great for this role if he wasn't so young, but he is too young. Anyway.
He has some baby face. He's probably like in his late 20s, early 30s, but he's got baby face.
I think he's like in his 40s actually, but he just looks too young. Maybe in his 30s. Oh, I realized I forgot to turn on my audio. Well, you wouldn't even be able to.
He's 32.
Yeah, he's in his 30s. He's too young. Next. So on to the monsters. All right. Mrs. Dodds, like this is the lady who played her in the movie. I don't even know who she is, but like she does have that substitute like teacher energy, you know? But we need someone that has like Umbridge energy, someone that can play a fundamentally unlikable character. And that person is
on site.
Miss Jessica Lange. I genuinely think she would be a great Mrs. Dodds. Will she accept the role? Absolutely not. Do I think she would literally smash it? Would she do an amazing job? I think so. Like, I'm just really trying to flood the cast with like as many big name actors as I can.
I did that too.
But I stand by this. I stand by this cast. Any thoughts or opinions on this?
I think that it's a good choice, but I know absolutely she won't take the role.
She absolutely
and
would
like
not
if
take
we
it.
were if we were to be making this a cast of like if we were trying to be guessing, almost like cast bingo, then I would say this is not it. But like on site, if I saw her as a substitute teacher, I would dislike her.
But yeah, see?
I would be like, this bitch is evil.
Like, that's what I was going for.
Oh,
but she will not
Kathy
take the
Bates
role.
would be good.
I could see it too. I could see Kathy Bates. But, like, you know what? I wouldn't be mad. But, you know what? Nathan Fillion was in the Percy Jackson movie, and that was terrible. So, like, I feel like it's not too much to ask for Jessica Lange to, like, make an appearance in the series.
We got Disney money now.
We got Disney money. Come on. I don't think she would take it, but, like, I think she would mull it over. All right, and Chronos, as far as I'm concerned, there's only one man for this job. The voice actor of many of our iconic villains from childhood. Not limited to Captain Sticky Beard, the Joker, Firelord Ozai. We have Mr. Mark Hamill. As far as I am concerned, he is the voice of Chronos, and no one can really take his place. If they do not offer him the role, they are smoking something. Moving on. I also will not be taking any criticisms for this cast.
No.
Auntie M, I actually didn't have anyone cast for it, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on this character and how it was written. I thought she wore a hijab when I first read the book, and then when I reread it like 2 weeks ago, I thought she was wearing a burqa. And I am like more than a little concerned about how this would translate on screen and like how it could possibly be not only offensive to Islam, but also unconsciously feed into Islamophobia. It does mention that she has a Middle Eastern accent, and I'm like, do we have to keep it? Like, can we just cast someone else with an accent?
I mean, in the movie we had Uma Thurman, who is most definitely not Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
But she had like a headscarf situation.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
I did read into it, and apparently like there is some form of head covering in like Orthodox Greek culture. I don't know what it's called. I don't know like anything more into it. I just know it's a thing. Mm-hmm. And I will be accepting open casting for this character. I don't have any of my own though. Okay. And for Krusty, per Krustus, a character everyone freaking forgets is actually in this movie.
I forgot about him.
Not movie, in the series, in the book.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, everyone forgets he's there. But because it's like a really short scene in the book. It's like maybe like part of a chapter. Mm-hmm. We need someone that gives off a used car salesman energy. Like a chaotic energy you're not quite sure how to read. I only have one person that can play this role, and I am not wrong about this. I will not be accepting any constructive criticism over this. My cast is Bill Hader. I'm not wrong about this. I am not wrong about this.
He was born to play this role.
He was born for this role. I really think he would do it well, because it's just the energy he gives off is like, I don't really know how I'm supposed to read this, especially since I just escaped like a child gang, which is what happens in the book. I think he would be really good in this role. And it's just like basically a cameo. I think he would take it too. I think he would take it.
Oh, 100% he would take it.
It's not a really demanding role, but like he's there, and he's Bill Hader in a suit stretching children to death. Moving on. This is covering it. Charon, I think that's how you say his name. It's said in the book he has chocolate-colored skin and blonde hair. And he also low-key sassed the fuck out of our trio when they walked into DOA Records.
Oh, not Chiron.
Charon. His name is Charon.
Yes.
Look it up.
I was confused. I was like, what? Because their names are spelled the same, but different.
That is also a scene from the book. I also have one cast for this, and I will not be accepting any criticisms or suggestions for this role, because I said
the title of this video.
Yes. RuPaul. I think RuPaul This is self-explanatory. I really think RuPaul would be really great in this role, in or out of drag. I stand by it. I think he could sass the fuck out of some 12-year-olds and then lead them into the underworld. Like, I really think he would do a really great job in this role. I'm not joking. I think in or out of drag, he would absolutely body this role.
Yes.
That is my personal opinion. And moving on.
That's it. But Rue has to stop fracking on his Wyoming farm to take the role, so.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, that's so problematic. No. Now we are on to the Olympians. All right. Our first Olympian, Ares, he plays a pretty vital role in all of the books, I would want to say. Yeah. Especially the first book, so the first season of the show. We need someone built. We need someone that can give off that G.I. Joe vibe. We need John Cena! Okay, with all seriousness, I really think John Cena would be really good in this role as Ares.
Has he ever been a villain?
He hasn't, which is why he would be good in this role, because he is technically not a villain, but also is a villain at the same time. It's like an area you don't know what to do with. Like, he is a Greek god, but also he's trying to fuck shit up on Olympus on purpose.
I like the Rock. You were like, we need someone who has G.I. Joe energy, and I'm like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson was G.I. Joe, so.
Like, yes. We also, like, The Rock could also do this job equally as well, but I just want to see John Cena challenge himself. Also, it, like, really worked with the joke I was going with.
Yes. But
like, tell me you were not expecting John Cena.
I was not. I was expecting Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Because everyone is casting, like, Ares as Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but I think we should think a little out of the box and do John Cena. I think The Rock would be a really good cast as Ares as well. I just don't want to see him bully children. I wouldn't be mad at John Cena for bullying children, though.
I also, like, I wanted to go against my gut of, like, an easy pick. Like, it would be easy to cast Dwayne Johnson as Ares. It would be easy to cast Jason Momoa as Poseidon, but I just, like, didn't want to.
I agree. Moving on. Next one is Artemis and Apollo. This is casting I struggled really, really hard with because, like, there's so many inconsistencies in the books with their ages and appearances. And, like, Percy Jackson and the Olympians and then Percy Jackson and the Greek gods, they had, like, two completely different looks. And so I casted, you can't even see their faces, Lord. I casted Sadie Sink to play the child version of Artemis. I completely forgot her name. And I casted Jade Taylor as the adult version because I think Sadie Sink will be, like, probably, like, 20. And apparently in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, she doesn't, like, Artemis doesn't appear as any older than a 20-year-old girl.
Was she in the first book?
I don't think so. This would have to be later.
I didn't cast her. I casted Apollo, but not Artemis.
She wasn't in the first book. And also, I'm pretty sure she doesn't even show up until, like, halfway through the series.
Yeah, I think she showed up in the Titan's Curse.
Yeah, she doesn't show up in, like, the first 2 seasons for sure. But if I had to cast somebody, if they're sitting on, like, the council, because I think there is a council in the first book. I don't know if, like, it's addressed or whatever. But I think they would be pretty good cast for Artemis if they do want to do more with her earlier in the series. And then for Apollo, I cast Logan Schroyer, I think that's how you say his name.
I don't know either of those two white boys. Never seen them in my life.
You really have seen Alan Richardson, though. Well, Logan Schroyer as young Apollo, because Apollo is supposed to appear as a 17, 18-year-old man or boy, which makes me wildly uncomfortable because that man has hella children. Who are you impregnating, sir? Are you impregnating teenagers, or do you appear as this adult man on the right and then impregnate adult women? I'm sorry, Rick Riordan, but like, please clarify. It makes me uncomfortable to think that this 17-year-old boy has like 20 children.
Oh, he was in the Alan Richson guy was in Catching Fire.
Yeah, he was in like hella movies. I think he would be a pretty good Apollo. He just kind of looks like a grown-ass frat boy, which is just what Apollo is, like the energy he gives off. So I don't.
Like a guy. Sorry,
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say he looks like that frat boy that like sleeps with a lot of girls that end up in pregnancies. Like he doesn't like have children on purpose. He just fucks.
Yeah, I get that vibe. Like I don't think that's how he is as a person, but I think he could play Apollo and be like that. And personally, I think that the adult versions are probably a little more Disney friendly because well honestly, like Artemis can be a child because she has no kids, but to cast a child to play someone that has like minimal 20 kids at this camp, just it makes me a little uncomfortable.
Wait, which cabin had the most kids? Was it Apollo?
I think it's Hermes, but like I don't think Apollo has a few children. He has a decent amount. He's not one of one of the gods that took like a vow of celibacy. So he has children.
Yeah, and then I think I remember Luke saying something in the first book that most kids that were in, what was it, cabin 7, the unclaimed cabin, that
11
children, 11, that most of them were children of Hermes.
Yeah, like half of them are
so many.
Yeah, like most of them are children of Hermes, I want to say, or unclaimed. It might be vice versa. I don't really remember. And I read
minor gods and goddesses.
Yes, but yeah,
I cast one of them.
Please, dear God, do not have a child play someone that has hella children. It is so weird. Please. Like imagine them meeting their dad and their dad is like younger than them or like their age, maybe within 2 years of them. That's uncomfortable for everybody in the room. Okay, moving on. Hades. This is how they cast Hades in the book. In the movie, I hated it. Like it was just so wrong. It says in the book, he has pale AF's hair. He's pale. Oh my God, I cannot speak today. He is pale AF with shoulder-length jet black hair. I also will not be taking any criticisms for my casting for Hades. I casted 2 people, and either of them could play the role. I'd be happy. Keanu Reeves or Adam Driver?
I thought Tom Hiddleston is Loki.
Oh, I completely forgot about him existing, honestly.
I think Keanu Reeves would be good because you wouldn't expect him to be evil, but I think he would enjoy having fun.
Like, Hades is low-key not evil, though. He's just the god of the underworld.
Yeah, like, Hades is so misunderstood.
Yeah.
I cast 3 people, but, like, 3, like, daddies.
Okay.
I have a problem.
I had to cast Adam Driver for personal reasons. Moving on. Do I think any of them would take the role? I don't think so, but I will picture it.
I almost cast Keanu Reeves as Hephaestus, but then I decided against it because he deserves better than that.
Yeah, Hephaestus isn't even a bad dude. Honestly, Keanu Reeves, I think he could take the role because wasn't he in the SpongeBob movie? Like you were in the SpongeBob movie and you can't be in this highly anticipated Disney Plus show. Come on.
Yeah, he was in the new SpongeBob movie.
Okay, so moving on. Demeter, I just think that this way of casting Demeter is just tired. I get it, I see it, but I'm a little bit bored of it. So I cast Irene Bedard, I think that's how you say her name. Mm-hmm. She's one of the few like Native American actresses I'm aware of in mainstream media, and I think there should be more. She's just one of the few that are old enough to have children, and like children that are not like newborn children. Like she's old enough to have like older children. Yeah, I just want to see more Native American actors and actresses in mainstream media, and I don't want them to only be typecast into playing like Native American roles. I don't know if she would take it. It might be a little offensive. I don't know. If it is, I apologize. If it's not, please consider auditioning for Demeter. Moving on.
Yes.
Hephaestus, this is who they cast to play Hephaestus in the movie. Like, he was literally just shown on screen once, which was so rude. They showed most of the Olympians, like, literally just, like, a passing pan. That's how they casted them. It was so bad. And Hephaestus, I cast Nick Offerman or Terry Crews. Like, Nick Offerman, it's really self-explanatory. Like, he basically does Hephaestus every day as, like, just existing. Mm-hmm. And Terry Crews is, like, probably an unpopular opinion. I don't think he's anywhere near ugly. I think they would have to put him in hella makeup and, like, maybe makeup for a couple hours to make him look ugly.
Yeah, make him look rough.
Yeah, make him look ugly, because he's not ugly. But I think it would be really cool to see him cast as someone that has the physique of an Olympian, but, like, doesn't use his body, uses his brain over it. Yeah. So I think it'd be a really interesting role for him to do. Hestia, everyone completely forgets that she's actually in the books and has a big role until, I think she doesn't have a big role until, like, the last book of the series.
Yeah, I didn't cast her yet, because all the minor goddesses I kind of ignored, but I casted Hecate because there's only one person.
Wait, no, but Hestia is literally in the first book. And she's not a minor god. She has a cabin. Everyone forgets she's there. I forgot she was there. I'm so sorry, Hestia. I am trash. I'm garbage. But she mostly appears as, like, an 8 to 9 year old girl, so that they'll have to do open casting. But for her adult form, I suggest any one of these three wonderful women.
Yes.
Oh god, I'm so sorry. Sirkar, Mindy Kaling, or Jamila Jamil. I think any of them would do a wonderful job as Hestia in adult form. I will also not be taking any criticisms for these. Next, Aphrodite. I've been seeing this everywhere, that multiple actresses should play Aphrodite depending on who sees her first, or, like, who she's there with.
Yeah, like, based on, like, who is looking at her. I saw that too, and I mentioned it on mine too.
Mm-hmm. Like, after all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so that's how it should be cast. So I think I cast, like, 4 women to play her, and I thought about all of them.
I cast only one, but then I made the point to say, like, multiple people should play her.
I cast 4 people to play her, and I thought about them all, like, thoroughly. Nicole Scherzinger, Gemma Chan, Renee Goldsberry, and Angelina Jolie should all play Aphrodite.
I almost put Angelina Jolie as Aphrodite, but then I changed my mind.
Like, it's
Gemma
an
Chan,
obvious
absolutely.
choice. I think all of these women are drop dead gorgeous, and it would make perfect sense why they have hella children and hella beautiful children. Okay.
I want to change mine to Gemma Chan now.
Athena. So for this one, I don't think it's gonna be very popular, but personally, this is my casting of one of these 2 women. Joanne Kelly, I flipped the names, damn it. Or Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway is not anyone's first choice to play Athena. Or Athena, whatever it is. Because she's not really picked to play, like, roles where she could be a goddess of strategy, or, like,
she doesn't seem matronly to me.
I don't know, like, I thought about it and I was just like, you know what, let's give her an edgier role. Because isn't, like, not opposite, but isn't, like, Minerva, who is also Athena, isn't she, like, the goddess of war in like Roman, or
so it's like battle strategy?
Yeah. So, like, she's like, Athena's oh my god, give me a second to organize my thoughts. Athena is, like, the goddess of battle strategy / wisdom, but mostly wisdom. And I think that she could really surprise us and do a really good job as Athena. But personally, I've seen Joanne Kelly act, and not only did she have the look that I would think that Athena would look like, I think she could really do a really good job. as like Annabeth's mom. Like I casted it based on like, if I were Annabeth, who would I look up to as my mom? And
I felt the same way because I'm a child of Athena.
I know. So I almost put myself in your shoes. I'm like, who would I look up to and be like, Mom? And it would be Joanne Kelly personally. Like, just think about it. Like, give yourself a second to look at her and just be like, this is a 30-foot lady standing in front of you. Do you respect her? Personally, I think Joanne Kelly would be perfect. Do I think she would accept the role? I really think either of them would accept the role. I just would,
absolutely.
if I was a casting director, I would give it to Joanne Kelly. That's my opinion.
Yes.
Hera.
Insufferable.
She's a lot. She's a lot. She doesn't even play that much of a role in the actual series. She plays a bigger role in Heroes of Olympus. Yeah. But basically, when we get to know her, she's insufferable. I actually had to Google actresses that give off Charon energy to find some ideas. I got no results, so I had to really think about it, and I got these actresses.
Okay.
Jane Murray, Lena Headey, Reese Witherspoon, and Sarah Wayne Callies. I ended up actually Googling most hated characters and then casting the people that played the most hated characters. That went to Lena Headey and Sarah Wayne Callies. I don't think any of these women are bad people. I just think that they give off Charon energy.
I need my Hera to be both insufferable but also terrifying.
I really think that might go to Lena Headey.
I cast her as my Hera, so.
Oh, okay. You know what? See, great minds think alike. Yeah. Any of these women would be pretty good Heras, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Zeus was really hard because I couldn't really think of anyone that could be like this really annoying ass man. But I did come up with these people.
Okay.
Dylan McDermott, Gerard Butler, Liam Neeson, or Jason Momoa. I think I can look at him and be like, yeah, you definitely like accuse a 12-year-old of stealing from you.
Liam Neeson was my first choice. I put Liam Neeson plus CGI because he's a little older, so I thought to CGI him to look a little younger. But I ended up choosing somebody else entirely. But Liam Neeson was my first choice.
Yeah. Someone I just fundamentally don't like just by looking at their face is Dylan McDermott. I have nothing against him. I just am looking at him and I'm just like, you definitely accuse this 12-year-old of stealing from you. Hermes, we need a guy that we won't question why he has so many kids. And it has to be because of his looks. So any of these men could play him, and I would be okay.
You included Ian Somerhalder. I didn't include him on purpose.
I mean, like, I have to think who would give the, like, signature Hermes smirk that is just like, damn. But yes, Adam Rodriguez as Hermes is my pick. All of these men are wonderful looking, and I would see why so many like mortal women would fall for him. But Adam Rodriguez is my pick.
Yeah. I didn't want to pick Adam Rodriguez because you told me that was your pick. So like I had to choose somebody else, but like in my head I was like, but Adam Rodriguez is like the best choice.
Yes. So
I tried to be impartial because we had talked about this already.
Yes. So Milo Ventimiglia, Adam Rodriguez, Ian Somerhalder, or Anthony Dale, any of these fine ass men could play Hermes and I'd be happy. I think one or a few of them might accept the role if they wanted to.
I think Ian would.
I think Ian would as well. I could see him being Luke's dad, for sure.
Yeah.
Poseidon, I think I struggled really hard, but I settled on one of two men. Either Paul Rudd or Ian Somerhalder. Because I just think Percy needs Paul Rudd as Poseidon. I think Percy would look up to this man and be like, yeah, that's my dad. And I could also see like Sally Jackson falling in love with a young Poseidon. A young Poseidon as Paul Rudd, though. Like, I could also see it with Ian Somerhalder, but like, I think he looks too much like a fuckboy, personally.
Yeah.
But I think Paul Rudd as Poseidon would be a move. And I don't think he would deny the role. I think he would accept it.
Oh, he would. And I mean, he's Marvel, so like he's already in the Disney universe.
Yeah, like he's here. I think he would accept it if offered. And future cameos. This is like the end of my presentation.
Okay.
Ricky Jordan as the elevator security person at the Gateway Arch. I think that'd be a great cameo for him personally. I will not be taking any criticisms. And Chris McCarroll as Lee Fletcher, head counselor of Apollo Cabin. He looks like he could be a camp counselor, you know?
Yeah, and he looks like a child of Apollo.
He does. And just like a heads up, he will also die a very violent death by the end of the series. So we have to really prepare ourselves for that. So if we cast him as Lee Fletcher, we have to be okay with him being brutally murdered. And Logan Lerman as Triton in The Last Olympian. He does appear, and he is an absolute dick to Percy, but really cool with Tyson for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't remember why. But I think he would be better as Triton for, like, you know, he played Percy in the movies. I think he would absolutely deny this role. He would not accept it at all. But I think me just like recommending him would just put, you know, like a grade in his mind.
Yeah.
That's not the saying. I can't remember the saying. Anyway, last one I think. Oh, that is it. That's it. So that's the end of mine, and we will reconvene after your dinner for yours.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.